Hello and welcome to Comms Business Live. I'm Charlotte, editor of Comms Business, and I'm delighted to be joined by Andrew Wilford, Managing Director for Mobile at Giacom. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. Good to be here.
Thanks for joining us today. And so today we're going to discuss how MSPs and resellers can enhance their portfolios with mobile services. And this is a topic that's critical for the future of many channel companies, given the sizable market opportunity, the value they can provide to their customers by offering them these services, and the importance of finding the right partner to move things forward. So to kick things off, there are several drivers that have come together to create this perfect opportunity for resellers and MSPs to grow their business through offering mobile services. Can you talk us through what you're seeing in the market?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we need to take a bit of a step back. I think if we look at pre-pandemic, which was obviously a big change in the UK PLC. I think pre-pandemic, what we were seeing with end customers, so SMB customers, which is the market we're operating in. I think if they wanted a mobile contract, they'd go to a mobile phone shop on the high street. They'd go to a Vodafone or an O2 or an EE contract. And buy their mobile services there. If they wanted a broadband contract, connectivity contract, they'd go to a broadband connectivity specialist. If they wanted to buy some hardware, some laptops, some servers, whatever, they'd go to PC World Couriers and they'd go and get those services there. So their procurement was pretty disparate, and it was all over the place. It was very kind of tactical. Go and get best price. Go to the specialists in those areas. I think when pandemic hit, clearly for an SMB customers that didn't work. You had everybody out the office, all working at home. And suddenly, the information that was sat on the server in the office was not available. It was difficult. It created an environment where the SMB business was really struggling. So post then, what we're seeing is SMB customers really want a trusted advisor, a kind of an all-in service where they can get their telecoms, but they can also get their IT. They can get all their requirements to run their business under one supplier. Obviously, that gives you for want of a better word, one throat to choke, so it becomes much easier. Those SMB customers, most of them, they're not experts in IT. They're not experts in that kind of environment that's needed to drive their business forward. So they need a real trusted advisor, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a big move of SMB customers who want to go to a single supplier. I think, and what we're seeing in our, at Giacom, we've got 5,500 partners across range of product streams. So connectivity, mobile, cloud and software. What we're seeing is those partners are taking additional services because the demand from their customers are there. So that's been accelerated, I think. Certainly with hybrid working. We're not seeing everybody go back in the office, although there's a bit more push. I certainly think that those factors have created a situation where the opportunity for channel partners to service their SMB customers has never been better across a range of services. The age of just being a specialist in one of those services, I think, is ending, if not already ended.
Definitely, because like you say, it's just simpler for businesses to be able to talk to one person who is an expert in both their business and the technologies that they can use to support whatever it is they're doing.
Exactly. And, those days of I'm going to ring this person from my mobile phone, and my broadband's down. I'm going to ring this person from my broadband. Oh, I need a server. I need to go out. It's ending. It's going.
Definitely.
So that's where we're going.
So now that an MSP is aware of the opportunity, how can they go about building the right mobile offerings for their customer base, and kind of what sort of solutions might they look to offer?
Yeah, I mean, again, if we look where we're at, so driven realistically by Office 365, that's the driver of a lot of these changes. If you look at your mobile phone, who's got Teams on it? Everybody. Everybody. So everybody has a mobile connection in some way, shape or form, mainly driven through the need to have your email, to have your Teams, all that on a device. So what we're finding is that partners need to look to build almost a complete solution. Yeah, it's not just about adding airtime revenues to the bill you currently do. Yeah, that's not, whilst that's great. Yeah, it provides revenue for your business, margin for your business as a partner, as an MSP. That's kind of the blunt end of it. Yeah, what we're really seeing is that what adding mobile does is enable the MSP to provide a much better managed service overall. Yeah, so I think if 40% of the workforce now is hybrid working, and security is probably the number one issue with many businesses. Yeah, I think it's something like 50% of mobile. I think there's an increase in device theft. Mobile devices theft is massively up. I'll get some rough stats. About 73% rise in mobile handset theft in London. I think that came from a BBC stat. I think scam and phishing attacks via SMS, MMS. Yeah, huge increase in all that. And therefore, how do you build that mobile prop? What you don't start with, what we're not advising our partners to do, is just start by saying, right, I can just do your mobile phones. Yeah, that's not where we're coming from. Yeah, so what we're doing with our partners is coming from a completely different start point. Most MSPs who currently got an IT contract with their customers are already managing endpoints. They're already managing security. Yeah, they're already there, and therefore, adding mobile into that becomes a much easier conversation. If I'm already managing your device, why can't I put the SIM card in it? Why can't we get that revenue stream, which is just about getting more wallet share from that partner? From that end customer. So those are the partners that are really doing well. We're seeing it, and so when we look at our partner base, if we look at the partners who are growing fastest, so that's growing fastest with us, which is a good proxy for growing fastest with their customers. They're the ones who are adding multi-product. They're the ones who are going, actually, I can add your mobile services in, I can add your connectivity services in, and do it all under one managed service wrap. So that's the way we're kind of advising them how to build that end user proposition into their managed services. The IT players, the MSPs, traditionally, they already know how to do managed services. They're doing it today. So they're managing the 365, they're managing the Azure, they're managing all that already. Adding extra revenue streams in through a connectivity or a mobile, you need to lead it in the same way. You need to address it in the same way.
Absolutely. And like you say there, it's about being strategic and making sure you're looking at what a business is using holistically so that you're offering something that makes sense to them.
Exactly. What we see is that the ability of the MSP to tailor that managed services to the SMB client will always outstrip what you'll get from an MNO. You just a Vodafone, an O2. They're great at operating in that enterprise space. The larger customer accounts. When you get to the smaller SMB customers, that their ability to service that in a tailored way, offering a really good managed service contract, it's just not there. They don't have the people to do it.
And it's also the managed service aspect of it does just help add in all of those things that are critically important but can be difficult to do on your own, like the security example you walked us through.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, most SMB customers, they're not going to have a massive IT department. They're just not. Yeah, they don't. They may have a generalist in there who can do a little bit of everything, but they're going to need a trusted provider to take them from a world where a server's under a desk, and you've got all these separate contracts, as we talked, to a position where actually it's all integrated into one. Yeah, again, the security angle's massive. You lose that device. I think there's a BT stat that says, I think it's something like 60% of SMB business leaders, will say that their mobile is the most critical device in their business. You lose that. I mean, we know, you lose your phone and you leave it leave it in the back of a taxi, your heart races.
Yeah, you feel lost without it.
You're lost without it. It's got everything on it. And then when you see it's a business device, if you're an SMB owner, if you're an owner of an SMB business and you lose your phone and your whole business is on there, it's tough. So the MSP, therefore, by making sure they're providing that managed services, everything can shut that down, shut that device down very quickly, make sure it's secure, and get a new one up and running very, very quickly, because they own that infrastructure, they own that SIM card, they own the device. You know, it makes it such a compelling proposition for those SMB businesses, rather than, as I say, right at the start, it takes the stress away. But you can imagine if you bought your phone contract from Vodafone, you bought your broadband contract from somebody else, and you bought your IT contract from somebody else, and they don't talk to each other, you know, it's going to be a challenge. So that's how we're suggesting our MSP partners take the telecom, certainly take mobile to their customers.
Definitely. And so when we kind of move on kind of a bit further down the line there, what results can resellers and MSPs expect once they've added these mobile services into their portfolios?
So again, let's take an example. You know, so some of the partners who we talk to are doing really well. They're kind of taking a complete end user subscription. Yeah. So it's always been difficult, but I think we're getting much closer. Yeah. They're effectively being able to add manage mobile, for want of a better word, where you're managing the endpoint security. The endpoint is the device. You've got the SIM card in there, so you're taking the airtime. And then you can, you're overlaying on top of that the 365 licenses, the Azure, all those IT services. You're able to offer more or less a monthly recurring fee for what, in old language would be Office in a box, for want of a better word. But effectively, you're creating that, what is absolutely essential to the SMB customer. You're creating in an all-in monthly subscription, so it can scale up and down. So if you want 10 of these, which includes your 365, your mobile SIM card, your device security, your Azure storage, whatever it is, you can take that on a monthly recurring fee, and it can scale up and down, with the demands of that client. So it's much more flexible model. So that enables the MSP to bill those monthly recurring fees. Yeah, which is obviously value generation in their business. Which is a huge thing. It creates value in their business. Obviously margin, we can value, margin, all that stuff. So they're making money, but effectively it's creating that value in their business. So if they want an exit later on, or all that kind of stuff, you can see how that creates that value and gives that business owner a real differentiator for them going forward.
Yeah, and just demonstrates that they kind of do have that more sustainable business model in a way that they are having this money coming in month on month, and it's not something that might get to a renewal time and be less likely to lead to something.
Yeah, I mean, we all, we've all in the past suffered or benefited, whichever way you want to see it, from the procurement expert who'll pick contracts apart, and want to get the absolute best price on the individual elements. What this does to the partners actually makes that more difficult and creates much more value proposition, where you're not just talking about the pounds and pence. It's not just about, well, the line rental on this is £12.50 a month and I can get it for £12.25, therefore I'm going to move. We're away from those conversations, because there's absolute value in that MSP providing those services to that end client. As soon as you've got all those things together, all the old terminology, it's really sticky, and retention becomes much easier, because to separate them out, there's a value in it all being provided together, which goes beyond the individual elements of price. So that really helps that business, because once nobody likes just competing on price.
No, and it's elevating that conversation.
Exactly. You're elevating up a point where the value is then in the service rather than the individual elements.
Yeah, and then it's not comparable to something that's priced a bit lower.
Exactly.
Because you've got all the other add-ons.
Yeah, as we said at the start, that all-in service creates a huge value. As we said, some SMBs don't really have, not many of them are going to have an IT department. They might have someone special. So if you're going to separate them out, you're going to have to bring somebody in. You're going to have to bring in. So the MSP outsources all that, and it's a huge value. As you said, it's difficult to then compare. So it's all about how the customer feels then on the value. If you create great service, you provide great service, realistically, that customer's as sticky as anything you're going to get.
Exactly. So the final piece of the puzzle for resellers and MSPs will then be to find the right partner who can help them move forward with this and build that mobile services business. How can I kind of go about doing that?
All right, so let's I'll tell you about what we do, and then I can kind of say how that fits. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Giacom, we are completely, we're only channel, as you know. Yeah. And our raison d'etre, our absolute goal is that every small business, every small business buys their IT and communications from a local expert. Yeah. It's really important. That trusted expert needs to be local. So that's our mission. Yeah. And a bit of a reminder, yeah, I mean, it's a 10 billion opportunity, this channel, SMB channel in the UK. Yeah, it's enormous. Yeah, and we're just at the start of it. So SMB customers are, MSPs are looking for that trusted provider with a track record of providing these services. Yeah, supporting channel. So Giacom, we're not direct, we don't compete, we're completely silent in this equation. But our goal is to provide the MSPs with the right tools to enable them to service those customers. Yeah. So that's the supply they're looking for. For us, we pride ourselves on competitive propositions that suit the market. Yeah. So we're not out there developing stuff that is very, very niche. Yeah. We try and partner with, the best in breed of what we provide. Yeah. So that it means that the MSP is not worried about what they're providing to their client. They're not worried about, will it go wrong, will it not go wrong? It's solid, secure, proven technologies that the customer needs. Yeah, we're the supply. What we try and do is make sure all our services are supported through a really great platform. Very important to us. We've invested a huge amount of money in that platform, so that it's all in one. You're not asking, the MSPs don't have to go to different portals, different platforms in order to service their customers. It's all in one. It can all be serviced there. Yeah. Third, further on, what we do provide is, we recognize that taking these services for an MSP sometimes can be a bit scary. Yeah. Maybe they don't have the knowledge. Yeah. Maybe they, don't have the expertise. It's something new to them. So they want to do it. Yeah. Clearly they've recognized the opportunity, but it's how. And what we do at Giacom, we've got, we have partner sign up includes, induction programs. We've got dedicated support. We have mentoring, and we've got a wealth of sales and marketing, either white label or branded or whichever one you want that can enable you to go to your customers. And we have partner programs. Yeah. So we have a fit to sell, fit to service. So what we do with our partners, we take them through the journeys. We mentor them effectively. We put dedicated resource into their business. That gives them that confidence. So we don't just go, right, you signed up, here's a mobile SIM card, see you later. Yeah, that's not us. Yeah, that's not us. What we do is provide constant support into that partner. So if they get queries that are unable, that they don't know, which they absolutely will. Yeah, when you're taking a new service to your customers, you will get stuff that you're not an expert in. So we're there for them, literally all the time, either through a dedicated account management or a desk-based account management or a service relationship manager. That they can literally ring us. We're there, the experts there. They can help them through those services, help them through those challenges to make sure that their service remains at the standard they need for that customer.
Yeah.
So that's how we support. We're doing okay. Yeah. The growth in those partners, as I said at the start, the partners who are growing fast enough are the ones who are taking those multi-product services. So that's where we do as Giacom. We're doing quite well at the moment, enabling those partners to win in those markets.
Yeah, and I think that is compelling for people listening to. It is about having the support that you need and also the knowledge that you need to go out there, succeed, and most importantly, help your customers to really solve the problems they're looking to address.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, Giacom doesn't succeed unless its partner succeeds. Yeah, so we have to enable our partners to succeed. If they don't, we don't exist. Yeah, as I say, our whole position is to enable those channel partners to address that market, to win that share, and be successful in their business. They win, we win. So it's a real virtuous circle there. Yeah, absolutely.
And then looking to the future, how do you expect the mobile market to kind of continue to evolve?
I mean, if we look at the mobile market, I think Analysis Mason, which is a research company we use, they estimate that the UK market that we're addressing, that SMB market, is about 1.5 billion a year. Yeah. Yes, there's areas of growth. So IoT is growing pretty significantly. I think there's I think they also estimate there's about 90 million devices out there in the UK. So as an overall market, take out IoT, the actual number of subscriptions isn't necessarily growing at the moment. But what we do see is that 70% of those subscriptions is direct with an MNO. And as we said at the start, that's not what SMB customers are looking for, a trusted provider across a range of products. So I think that, how will it evolve? I think what we're seeing consistently is that move away from the MNO, to an indirect partner, to a trusted provider who can provide all those services. So it'll keep evolving like that. That'll speed up over time. As Giacom, we'll keep investing in our platforms and automation to make sure that those partners, when they do service those clients, we don't want swivel chair keying and all that stuff. We don't want that. We want our partners to be able to service their customers directly. So self-serve tools, massive. So that'll keep going. We won't stop investing. We got to keep ahead. If we allow ourselves to sit with, it'll slow down, and we don't want that. We want our partners to continue to take that market share. So it'll keep going. It'll keep going. And
keep innovating, keep bringing to the market the products that they need to succeed.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of kind of, a lot of partner surveying and end user surveying, just exactly what it is they're looking for. And that's what we respond to. I think the agility of MSPs is crucial in order for them to keep winning. So we need to keep that going.
And keep working together, keep finding the ideas together.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge amount of collaboration goes on with our partners. We're constantly asking them, what are your customers saying? What are they wanting? And then that allows us to plan our development and resource investment for them to address those needs. It is, as I said, it's a virtuous circle. We just need to keep it going.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the end of this episode of Comms Business Live. Thanks, Wolf, for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thanks very much. It really enjoyed it. Thank you.
And if anyone watching wants to follow up with Wilf and Giacom's mobile services team to get started on your own mobile journey, there are some links in the video description to connect you with the right people. But otherwise, thanks everyone for joining us, and goodbye.